My name is Dana Prowl, and I started working with Charlene when I first met her. 2 weeks ago, I was standing in my kitchen folding laundry when I received a text from Charlene. "Will you speak at my celebration of life?" she asked me. I instantly got nervous. What would I say? This was an honor being bestowed on me that I could not begin to figure it out. How do I say everything that I want to say? How do I make it Charlene worthy? How do I do this with as much perfection as possible? This is my love letter to you, my beautiful friend. I met Charlene 27 years ago. I had just moved to Jupiter, and she was my first friend. We worked in a medical practice together. I was very intrigued by Charlene, as we were quite different. Charlene comes from a very religious background, where I did not. We had many questions for each other, and I think Charlene was equally as intrigued by me. Our friendship grew strong, and Steve and Charlene became close friends. Shortly after moving to Jupiter, I became engaged to my amazing husband, Beau. Our new friends, Charlene and Steve, were recently married, and Charlene had a wealth of information and recommendations for me and was so great in helping me plan my wedding. And I received one of those binders as well for planning my wedding. So that was extremely helpful. Thank you for that, Charlene. Life was going good for me. A new job, moving to Jupiter, and finding a beautiful new friend in Steve and Charlene, and I was getting married. At this point, it was only natural that we would want Steve and Charlene to stand with us at our wedding. Sounds great, right? I'm gonna put my glasses on, it's easier. Sorry, guys. The only thing was, Charlene was pregnant with Bryce. I'm so sorry, Bryce, that's totally not a dig at you, but the problem was, your mom would be exactly 9 months pregnant walking down the aisle at the time of my wedding. I'll never forget, she said to me, "Please don't make me do this. I'll be as big as a house." Well, me being the brat that I am, would not let her back out. As my mother-in-law let out her bridesmaid's dress to accommodate her growing belly, Charlene, being the awesome friend she is, did waddle down the aisle for me. And yes, she was as big as a house. I'm still not sure she has forgiven me 23 years later, but I will say she was the cutest bridesmaid ever. Looking back on it now, I was truly asking a lot of her. But in true Charlene fashion, I don't think she would have ever said no. She never wanted to disappoint a friend. In case I never said it, Charlene, I'm really sorry about that, but I'm so glad you stood with me that day. Thank you, Charlene. Several years later, I was pregnant and suffered a devastating miscarriage immediately after losing my father. It was the worst time of my life. My sweet friend Charlene was there with wise words, a caring heart, and daily check-ins. I know I'm not alone in this room when I say Charlene has helped me through a dark time in my life just by being the beautiful human she is and a caring friend to me when I needed it most. You never forget those difficult times, and you certainly don't forget the people that show up to help you through them. Thank you, Charlene. It means more to me than you'll ever know. I went on to have my 2 beautiful boys, and Charlene was there with a custom cake that she baked with love from both my baby showers. I can still picture both of those cakes in my mind exactly as you took such care to make sure they were special for me. Thank you, Charlene. Over the last 27 years, both of us busy with family and work, Charlene and I made it a point to keep in touch as the friendship was equally important to both of us. Regular texting and dinners with our husbands to catch up on each other's lives is something I always look forward to. Our views of the world were not always the same, but our ability to have open-minded discussion is one of my most favorite things about those meals. Let's face it, open-minded conversation in today's society is not always easy, but with Charlene and Steve it is. Thank you, Charlene. Although we do not always see each other as often as we would like, both being busy with our adult responsibilities, whenever I need sound advice, Charlene is one of the first people I bounce things off of. Always level-headed, I know she will be honest with me, all the while supporting my decision, even if she did not agree. It's an amazing thing to be able to have someone make you see the other side of things, but all the while being understanding of your feelings on the issue. Thank you for that. Living a life that matters does not happen by accident. It is not a matter of circumstance, but one of choice. Charlene's life is a message to the world. Choose to live a life that matters. Choose to live a life like Charlene. I love you, Charlene. Thank you for being my friend.